Do you have to have faith? Our series, The State of Spirituality, asks the question. State of Spirituality with Lisa Ling. There she is. There's Lisa. We've been taking looks at different paths to faith and fellowship here in these United States. And this morning, we bring you a story about an often overlooked but key part of this conversation. Non-believers. Lisa Ling visits a group hoping to offer a sense of community that's often found in churches and mosques and temples, but for people who don't want to get God involved.
You can count on me.
At first impression,
1, 2, 3.
this may look like a typical contemporary Sunday morning church service. The difference is the one I'm attending has music, it has a message, it has fellowship, it just doesn't have God.
You'll be there.
This is a non-religious gathering in Los Angeles called Sunday Assembly. What does Sunday Assembly mean to you?
It means community.
Sunday Assembly is family for me.
I would always have conversations with other friends who are atheists, is we never had community. And when I discovered Sunday Assembly, I found that community.
Ryan Trout, Amy Boyle, and Sam Renderos are all leaders within Sunday Assembly's LA chapter. Most here are not affiliated with an organized religion, and they're not alone. Nearly 30% of U.S. adults are now religiously unaffiliated, often defining themselves as atheist, no belief in God, or agnostic, unsure if there's a God.
I reject most supernatural, if not all supernatural ideas. I have need for community and human connection, the stuff that to me matters most.
Renderos says that connection is being formed here at Sunday Assembly. It may be an unconventional gathering, but it employs a very conventional structure.
Having this curiosity and asking your own question.
We have a TED Talk style talk. We do sing-alongs, tell a personal story. This might be sounding familiar because it has a lot of the same components that a church might, but we don't do religion.
Founded in 2013 by two comedians in the UK, Sunday Assembly was created for those seeking a secular community. It now has around 60 chapters all over the world, including in other U.S. cities like Atlanta, Chapel Hill, and Nashville.
We release a lot of endorphins singing together. It helps unite people. Like the ingredients of a church service are powerful.
Speaking of interesting topics, it's time for our speaker to come and join the stage.
But the members acknowledge their church-like structure may not be for everyone, especially since 1 in 3 U.S. adults report suffering from some sort of religious trauma. Are there some people for whom that kind of structure might be a turnoff and actually
Absolutely.
triggering?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Religion has harmed a lot of people.
We have people that find it triggering, the actual assembly that happens once a month, but still comes to our game nights and comes to our book clubs, comes to our volunteer events, and they're no less a member of the community than the people that come every month to the Sunday Assembly.
And what's wonderful about this is nobody's going to anywhere bad if they don't come. So there's no hard sell.
Despite most members being atheists, all are welcome here. Yes, even those with faith, which includes Trout. So Ryan, you are not atheist, you are more agnostic.
I like to say I'm an agnostic Episcopalian.
Raised Baptist in Kentucky, Trout left the religion. He says because of its exclusion of women and the queer community.
I like the organized part of it. I know a lot of people run from organized religion, but the organized part of it was such a sell point for me.
He began identifying as agnostic, but at the same time was also called to the ancient rituals found in the Episcopal Church. Now he's trying to bring similar rituals to Sunday Assembly.
We're working on a book of secular traditions and rituals that we can pass on to people because I think it's important, it's historic, you feel part of something bigger than yourself.
What does my life mean? What matters to me? Why does it matter to me? Those are questions we all ask whether we're religious or not. Those are spiritual questions.
I first learned about Sunday Assembly from Varun Soni, the Dean of Religious Life at the University of Southern California. He says spirituality helps give people meaning, but that meaning can also be found in secular spaces. So for those who claim to be atheists, but take part in rituals, collective rituals, how would you explain that?
Atheists and humanists in the United States are the most religiously literate people, actually, if you look at all the data. They've done their research, and just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you don't believe in something. And so the atheists, humanists, agnostics I know, many of them have deeply spiritual lives. And in fact, they're animated by the idea that as humans, we can do great work in the world.
That very idea is part of the Sunday Assembly motto.
Live better, help often, and wonder more.
And they say they don't need religion to tell them to do or be good.
When it comes down to where does morality come from, it comes from this. It comes from ourselves and our connections to each other.
Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go?
For those here, it's not about heaven or hell. It's about being part of a community that supports one another, not in the afterlife, but in this one.
This is the one life we have, so we should celebrate it with one another, for all the time that we get.
Good job.
And next month, Sunday Assembly will hold its international conference, and for the first time, it will be here in Los Angeles. And we want you to know that this series is ongoing, and we're working on stories that explore unique paths to Islam, Judaism, and a number of other faiths. Nate?
Lisa, we love this series, but I do have a question, though. I know in the church that I was raised in, they take offerings and donations. How does the Sunday Assembly keep the lights on? How do they stay afloat?
Well, the Sunday Assembly in Los Angeles, they pass a donation bag around during their services as well, and that's the way they support themselves.
Lisa, I love this series. It's really fantastic. Thank you very much. It feels a little bit, I get it and I don't get it. It's almost like decaf coffee to me. Right? Like, you're taking the God out of all of the religious practices, the singing, the gathering, the offerings. It seems like you're going 9/10 of the way.
Vegan meat replacement.
But the last tenth is a big tenth, and if you want the community, I understand this. You want the community. These days, with all the distractions and how busy everyone is, we're losing that. But maybe you're not sure how you feel about faith.
That's a good point, Adrian. I think every human craves community. Yeah. And we find it in any way we can.
Yeah, it's true. You run a church without God on Sunday, don't you? It's called the NFL.
Yeah. Lisa, thank you so much.